Yes, please.
So you said that it was a 4-month period from first working with the data to getting the models out. Obviously, the first time you look at it, there's things you weren't thinking of. Now that it's in production and in-house, how soon can they go from running a campaign to knowing how effective it was, or the balance of effectiveness of channels?
Yeah, good question. So the question was, how can they use our attribution models now, and what is the time period for them to implement it? So basically, if you set up a proper data pipeline in order to do the data cleaning when you receive the data, you can feed the data directly into the models. So as I told you, they decided to go with the macro model, but they have we gave them both our models, so they can implement both of them. But basically the macro models, if you have your data prepared, then it takes, for a 2-month period, it takes approximately 1 hour to run. So running through all the scripts, so approximately it's an hour of work. So yeah.
Pretty fast.
Yeah, pretty fast. Obviously it depends on the campaign level and how much data you're feeding into the model, but it's pretty scalable and pretty fast, yeah.
Was there any consideration for non-digital media?
No, not in this. So this was purely a multi-channel attribution case based on digital media. So no.
Wasn't controlled for. Was there any sense of control versus what was going on in non-digital media, even if you didn't measure it? So how do you know that there wasn't outside influence from, say, TV campaigns?
So we tried to keep everything as equal as it was last year, but we didn't control for any effects from TV or outdoor media.
Thank you for this case study. The hotel industry has high seasonality, and they also do a lot of dynamic yield pricing. Were you normalizing this in order to see what the effect was?
So I think one of the great things about the models that we used, especially Shapley value, so Shapley value automatically correct for any baseline problems that you have. The problem with macro chains is that it doesn't do it in the same way. So what we did as a proxy to that, to figure out the seasonality, was to take direct bookings as our baseline. So basically just people going directly to the website and booking without being affected by any media. We used that as our baseline for this project.
Sorry, you mentioned the 5 days window for the attribution model. So do you think that would, in a way, under attribute specifically display? Is it a bit too short to show the value of display?
It might do, but then again, you have to figure out a way to do it. Obviously, you can expand on the time window. The problem is, especially with display, is that we don't see cookies live long enough for this to be something that you should really take into consideration. And another problem is that a lot of the data that goes into your attribution mix are actually one-path elements because of the cookie lifetime in different systems. So I wouldn't see it as a big concern. Obviously, you can expand on your time window as you get more data in and look at what kind of effect that would have.
Thank you very much, Emil.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, guys, it's almost coffee break. But before going to coffee break, I just wanted to say, well, first of all, not only were the presentation excellent, but also all the presenters were very disciplined and were on time. And for that, I would like to give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much also to the jury, to their questions. And just as a kind reminder, please hand your judging form to Julia Hernandez before leaving the room. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, here's the coffee break.
Ladies and gentlemen, the coffee break is in the foyer, and please be back in the room at 11 o'clock. Thank you.